Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, relationships, and mental health. Our co-hosts are Imani Warren and Dr. Delvena Thomas. Now introducing our host, Nicky Says YOLO, Nicky Gelin.
Hey, Nicky Says You Only Live Once, and welcome to another episode of MIA Soul Presents Soul. So again, I'm your host. I'm Nicky Says You Only Live Once. Now let's get into it. So we have two special guests. Our first guest, she is Calibe Thompson, president of Island Space Caribbean Museum, and also world-renowned Jay Fisher, the executive chef behind Design by Food. So let's welcome our first guest, Calibe Thompson. Hello.
Hey, Nicky, how are you?
Melanin, that Caribbean melanin glowing through my screen.
Hey, recognize.
That is recognized. Bloop. All right, so really quickly, so give us like a briefing of Island Space and why the inception behind the museum.
So, Island Space Caribbean Museum is the first and only pan-Caribbean heritage museum that we know of in the world, right? And what that means is that whether you are from Cuba or from Jamaica or Haiti or Panama or wherever in the Caribbean, as long as you're Caribbean, we're representing you inside of that space. And so inside of where we are, we have an archive where you can kind of see the history of the entire Caribbean region all the way to now where we are in the diaspora. We're all members of the diaspora. And then we have an art gallery. We have, cultural exhibits. We have activities and entertainment and events that go on at the museum all the time. And it started 3 years ago. We've been open just a little bit more than 3 years now. I think either October or November made it 3 years. And it started by myself and my business partner, David Muir. Y'all know him as Sexy Man. And right. And we were doing an event series called the Taste the Islands Experience several years ago. And it had a little pop-up area that we had called our Caribbean Culinary Museum. We stole some Dutch pot and some coal stove and, some of those things that all Caribbean people kind of use in their food ways, and had turned that into a little pop-up museum that we did at the event. And eventually we were able to turn that into something that we kind of toured around Broward County. We did 2 months over here and 2 months at this library and 2 months at this other museum. And at a certain point, we figured, let's start our own nonprofit. It's called Island Space, and it means Island Society for the Promotion of Artistic and Cultural Education, right? It is an acronym. And so that became the museum that now exists and is now a brick and mortar space after for 3 years now, came out of the seed of that little pop-up space that we had several years ago.
Wow. So literally and figuratively, we're just a boat stop away. In a sense.
Exactly.
No, but it's really exciting. I've been there 2 times, and I just love that you're bringing a lot of educational facts to Broward County and just nationally and globally. So tell us about genealogy, right? It's genealogy.
Reggae genealogy, yeah.
Yes, Reggae Month is in February, and there is an initiative dedicated to that month. So tell us more about that.
Before I even come to that, I'm just going to say, I remember the last time you were there. I think it was when Theo Azael was there doing his fashion exhibit. And I just want to share that we're not only about the history and the past. We really encourage the artists of today, whatever your art form, whether it is fashion, whether it is paint, whether it is, jewel, whatever your thing is, once it is self-expression and once it's beautiful, and beautiful comes in many forms. He was almost necromancy and very spiritual. All of that is encapsulated in the things that we do at Island Space. And I didn't want to segue too far from Reggae Genealogy, but I did want to share that it's not just about old stuff. We really are encouraging bringing in very young, very vibrant people. And he was really exciting, and it was great to see you there.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, he is Afro-Latina. He's Puerto Rican. So I know that so the museum focuses on the Afro aspect of the Caribbean, South American,
Every
European. Yes.
whether you speak Spanish, French, Dutch, English, whether you are black, white, when you approach the museum, you notice that big vibrant image on the wall, right? And we did it purposefully. So there's a white face, there's a black face, there's a couple of brown faces, there's an Asian face in there, and it's because the Caribbean was the first melting pot of the world. There's no culture that you can think of that doesn't have some kind of roots that it's laid in the Caribbean region, and we want to reflect that. It's not just about skin color; it's about language. So he is Afro Latino. He's Puerto Rican, and he practices Santeria or Orisha or Yoruba, whatever you want to call it. That's what he practices, and he brought that into his fashion, and that's kind of what he articulated. So we don't discriminate. We've had LGBTQ exhibits there. We have had exhibits by Haitian community people, Jamaican community people. The Dominican community had some things in there for a carnivals exhibit recently, and this month. A great segue here, right? It's the start of Reggae Month, and one of our board members is actually a co-founder of Reggae Month in Jamaica. He was the person who wrote up the documentation to submit to Jamaica to say we want this month to be recognized as Reggae Month because this is when Bob Marley was born, the great Dennis Brown was born. It's Black History Month. We want that alignment, and that's how Reggae Month came about. So now this is how Reggae Genealogy came along as well, because here he comes and we've wanted to do reggae related activities for quite a while, and this was kind of like the perfect storm. We couldn't bother with the whole documentary thing. It's too much work. Not that this is a lot of work, right? But we wanted to do something that was more accessible, something that we could physically bring people into and bring our community into. And that's how Reggae Genealogy came about.
All right. No, and I love that. I don't want to be biased. I am Jamaican born, but I just love that we have our own museum. I think it's the first of its kind within the United States. We don't really hear much about a Caribbean museum. So, just thank you for bringing that history down to South Florida. South Florida is a melting pot to begin with. So thank you for that. Now, again, so why have Jamaican music and culture been an influence globally and made such an impact on this planet Earth, in your perspective?
The thing that I would hear all the time is that it all goes back to Bob Marley, I'm sure, right? Well, he's the first and largest, presence. And he is about his music is about oneness and love and unity, and that's what you heard with Jimmy Cliff and the Wailers and Black Uhuru. They were singing songs of redemption and upfulness, as we would say in Jamaica, right? Righteousness, social justice, and as all those movements have been the kind of cry of the Black community, the African diaspora, and Africa. Even in Africa, they love reggae. It's been that kind of call to people to action, to unify, to love one another. Whatever that great message is what reggae has championed, and we love it.
It's loved by all. Are you going to watch the Bob Marley movie on Valentine's Day?
Absolutely going to watch it right after Reggae Genealogy. Which, am I going to get to talk about Reggae Genealogy?
Yeah, let's get into it. Yes, give us the details.
So Reggae Genealogy is it's a concert. It's a music festival. It's an outdoor event. It's a story of Jamaican music, right? The origins, evolution, and influence of Jamaican music. So starting back in the African origins, we go through Jamaican folk music, which is mento, naya, bingi, which the Rastas for. We get into ska, we get into lovers rock, reggae, rocksteady, all of those kind of older genres with a live band, with dancers, with video on screen, with a narrator going. And then we take a break, and then we just give a little Lifetime Achievement Award to Cedella Marley and to Marcia Griffiths and to Miss Pat, who is one of the co-founders of VP Records, the largest reggae music label in the world. All those ladies are going to be on stage with me. Right? And then in the second half, we get into the influence of Jamaican music. So it's now the dance hall, the EDM, the hip hop, which was started by, Kool Herc was a Jamaican, the reggaeton and Afrobeats, and all of these things that have interspersed themselves or been born by the Jamaican community, the Jamaican diaspora. And you'll see dance, you'll see narration, you'll see things on video, even the voice of people like Harry Belafonte, who is no longer with us. We have all that kind of archival video. And so it's not going to be boring. We're not lecturing you, anything like that. You're going to really hear a great musical experience, but it's hit after hit after hit from all the way then to all the way now,
It's gonna
basically.
be a timeline.
Timeline, exactly. And food, of course, you can come tour the museum for free that day. Food vendors, it's a real festival and a real nice family kind of vibe if you want to bring your family out too.
Awesome. I'm super excited. I do want to show up. Is there going to be Ackee and Sawfish and
I don't
festival?
know about it's an afternoon thing, so I don't know about the ackee, but you must get some jerk chicken, you must get some jerk pork, whatever
All
you
right.
want.
All right. So Calibe,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We'll definitely post the link and how we can get tickets and RSVP to the event. And
Reggaegenealogy.org. Reggaegenealogy.org. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much. And look more. I'm going to see you soon.
Bless up. Walk good.
Bless up. All right, y'all. So we're going to a quick commercial break. But after this break, we'll be talking to world-renowned Chef Jay Fisher. We'll be right back.
February is Reggae Month. Groove to the sounds of Jamaica at Reggae Genealogy. The origins, evolution, and influence of Jamaican music. Join us for the best of mental, ska, reggae, dancehall, EDM, hip-hop, reggaeton, Afrobeats, and more at Reggae Genealogy. The concert. Get tickets now at reggaegenealogy.org. Saturday, February 10th, 3 to 9 p.m. at Broward Mall's Northeast parking lot. Brought to you by Island Space Caribbean Museum.
Celebrate 65 years of Ailey magic when Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater takes the stage with show-stopping performances. Sure to thrill longtime fans and first-timers alike. Experience the latest premieres and contemporary favorites. Plus, Mr. Ailey's timeless masterpiece, Revelations.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
February 22nd through the 25th, join us at the Food Network South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
If you haven't been down here, check this out. You are missing it.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Proceeds benefit FIU.
Eat, drink, and educate.
Tickets available now at SoBWFF.org.
All right, now let's welcome world-renowned Chef Jay Fisher.
Go on.
So let's get into it. So share with us the story of how you began your journey in the culinary world.
Yeah, the journey started very, very far now, but if you take it all the way back, it started all the way in Westmoreland, Jamaica, so.
Negril, that's Negril side, Negril. That's Negril side.
That's Negril side, so you know the vibe, so
yeah,
country
some people
boy.
don't know the parishes, but they know like Negril, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, have to like call out the names.
That's it.
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So who inspired you? Like, tell us, how did you get into this to begin with?
I believe that, it really started because, when you get out of high school, the most thing you can jump to was, hard trust NTA, and food was something that I was, I'm always cooking. So, I just figured that, maybe I just do food, find a little work pertaining to that in the hospitality industry. And eventually, it just become a passion after a period of time, it wasn't even work anymore. So it just continued growing and growing.
And people just wanted more and more and more. So
exactly, so we have to kind of evolve, from, catering to restaurants and working in hotel to, we have to go private and start offer like, a different, now we just offer some, regular cuisine, but also we, kind of do a little fusion. So, people kind of see, where I can be more creative with, with food.
So what are some of your signature dishes at Design by Food?
Right now, I would say like some of our top sellers, like, we have a curry chicken egg roll with jerk aioli, which is like really, everywhere I go and do an event and that's on the menu.
That's like an Asian Jamaican fusion.
It
kind of
is
something going on.
It is, exactly. So, we take curry chicken and bring it to another level. Even like we have like a jerk crab cake within a curry sauce, which, a lot of people just do regular crab cake by itself, but we have to kind of, I have to put my culture in everything that I do, so,
yeah, as you should.
Of course.
Be your authentic self and showcase that in your dishes.
There you go. There you go. So.
Right. So what has been the most challenging dish or event you've catered to, and how did you overcome that challenge?
It varies, but we have a few that we kind of, we kind of keep in the back as experience that we never lost. Like, bookings where we book for a certain amount of people, and when we shows up, we have like a different amount of people. So I was booked for over the holiday. I was booked for an event for 6 people. When I showed up, it was 12 guests there. So somebody shortchanged me on information. So when I get there, eventually I didn't want to put my client, because I think the clients are the most important thing. So I didn't want to put them on the pedestal of feeling some type of way. So I try to make sure I figure it out. So I went into their fridge, see what they got available, and just be very creative. So I planned out the whole to use my menu and incorporate some ingredients they have in the refrigerator to just make sure everything work out. So it kind of panned out the right way.
That's good. You were able to think fast on your feet.
Exactly. Right? I think that's another thing of being a personal chef is that you have to be able to think fast on your feet, because you might get up and you only have a few ingredients. And my experience, 20 years experience, I can just use that and be very creative. So
no, that's great. So do you cater? Are you like in South Florida and Jamaica, or where do you cover? Like what's
I'm based in South Florida, but wherever the client want me to go,
and you'll make sure you make it there. All right.
I make sure I make it there.
Yes,
definitely.
add your taxes, your fees, and your premium, and all that, and you're good to go. Bam! Because
everything,
you know what, you are worth it. All right.
Listen, I am. I think I put in the work, and it's just the quality of quality of what I put out there. It's not only just like mediocre stuff like just cooking my Caribbean food, but elevating it. Because most people look at it and say it's just like jerk chicken, curry chicken can just be one way, but you can definitely take it and serve it in a fine dining aspect, and people can experience it and say like, okay, there's a different way to just this out of the box food, but that's not what it is. It can be elevated.
Yeah.
And that's my journey.
Yeah, and I love that. And that's what intrigues me. Like as far as, going outside of your comfort zone and incorporating other fusions within your mix. So in today's culture of fast food, how do you balance taste and health in your menus? Like fast food now, okay, so for me, a lot of millennials and Gen Zs, they're more health conscious versus the baby boomers or the older generation. So how do you balance like your taste and your health within your menus?
The biggest thing with the whole concept behind that is that if you look at all the ingredients that they're serving is, the major part of it is the sauce. The sauce goes a long way, because if you think about any chicken tenders, the big thing that you can't serve chicken tender without a good sauce. You can't get a McDonald's burger without a good sauce. So the sauce is the base of it. So once you understand that, you can definitely like cater to like a vegan person, with the same mushroom ingredients and all that, and you still can think it's a burger at the end of the day, beef burger, but it's really not. Yeah, but the sauce
it's about the flavors.
There you go. Key.
The key, yes, the flavors is key.
It is.
So, what is your personal favorite cuisine to cook, and why?
Of course, I have to say, I'm in Jamaican cuisine.
Yes, but what is your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish, I love seafood. Like I'm a big fan of seafood. So anything out of the ocean, I mean, I'm ready to devour it. But regardless, I mean, I play around with different ingredients because I'm internationally trained. So when you come on to beef, lamb, veal, all those ingredients, I've used them. So I'm still good at those ingredients. But my favorite would have to be seafood.
Well, you said veal. What happened to the goat? What happened to the curry goat and the chicken, the back goat and the cow tongue?
No, man,
you trying to be all stush? You trying to be stush on us?
No, definitely we not be stush, man. But you don't know, say like all them goat and all them stuff. The amount of goat we deal with in Jamaica, man. Tell us that. What I mean? The goat organization I look for us, what I mean? Because a lot of goat we kill, a lot of goat we curry,
That is true. That is true. So what is coming up next? What can we expect from you and how can we find you?
You can find me at designbyfoods.com. That's where you can do all the bookings, and also that's a website. But Chef J Fisher Instagram or Design by Foods on Instagram, and the same thing goes for Facebook also. But as far as event coming up, we got Valentine's coming up, which right now we kind of have 2 events going on that day right now. So we have a lot of different events that being actually talk about. So waiting on the final details and all that stuff. But besides that, we're just trying to make sure our schedules stay booked. And as far as being a personal chef and private chef, it's a lifestyle. So anything can happen on any given day.
Of course, and it's Chef by Design with 2 eyes.
2 eyes, yes. Definitely. So so our plate that looks simple. Our plate is designed. You understand? That's why it's designed by foods. You know what I mean? So we're artists.
Definitely. Well, Chef Jay, thank you so much. I can't wait to get my hands on your entree.
No worries, man. We're going to unlock in a date for you. I'm going to tell you, you're going to talk about it. It's going to be a conversation.
My parts are not that good, but yes, lock it in now. Mo ail you up on DM. Yes.
All right, there we go. Lock it in right now.
All right, Chef Jay, thank you so much. And I'll see you soon. I'm going to reach out to you. See you soon.
Most definitely. It's a great pleasure talking to you.
You too.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, y'all. So we're going to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because after this break are my 2 favorite co-hosts, Dr. Delvena and Imani Latifa. We'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Celebrate 65 years of Ailey magic when Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater takes the stage with show-stopping performances, sure to thrill longtime fans and first-timers alike. Experience the latest premieres and contemporary favorites, plus Mr. Ailey's timeless masterpiece, Revelations.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family. Our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Join your favorite culinary stars February 22nd through the 25th at the Food Network South Beach Wine and Food Festival. Net proceeds benefit FIU. Tickets available now at SoBWFF.org.
Peace and beautiful blessings, my MIA family. Welcome to South Africa, the Soweto edition part 2. Did you know that Soweto stands for Southwestern Township? And here we are with my family. We are in the shanty town visiting the folks, and it's really something to see. It's a different level of poverty that you don't understand. There's one of the brothers speaking about the location where the children learn.
The scholars, they are back home to take care of their babies. So they kept saying nice things right, yeah? But he was not here, he just came, I thought he was not here, so I just saw him. I said, okay, let's go.
So it's important to understand that these children were like beautiful, happy. They were there to welcome. They weren't, there in a capacity where they were begging. There's my cousin wiping this baby's nose and tending to one of the little ones. They play. They don't even know that they're poor. I think that's a concept that we kind of have to understand. But just sweet, beautiful, like a sense of freedom that I have never felt before. And just being there, being bear witness to them was just a beautiful opportunity. I hope you get an opportunity to visit. The next stop location, the amazing Constitution Hill. This was extremely touching to me. I got really emotional being at Constitutional Hill. The ladies who were there were out there since October. I was there this past December to January, protesting for reparations. Take a listen. Important to understand that South Africa still has the legacy of apartheid, and you will bear witness to that when you see how people are treated in the country and how other people are treated in the country. But still, how beautiful to see these former revolutionary women protesting, passing out flyers that said, "You will not get our vote if there is not reparations." So I was so grateful to be a witness to that. So my next stop was Safari. Safari at a Black-owned reserve. Yes, a Black-owned reserve by Black people, lock, stock, and barrel. I have never been on safari with just Black people or seen just Black people going on safari. This family of elephants was my favorite. I've never seen elephants this close. It is the most majestic, beautiful, silent animal in the world. And this family of elephants was coming towards us, and there they are walking by. You had to be there to see it. I mean, this animal is just great and powerful. But guys, coming next will be South Africa Part 4. Please stay tuned. Peace and blessings.
Well, a big shout out to our featured guest today, Calibe Thompson, president of Island Space Caribbean Museum, and also world-renowned chef Jay Fisher. And a big shout out to my co-host, Dr. Delvena and Imani Latifa. So we'll see you on the next episode of MIA. So...